Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I stay organised in my art business using my computer and the use of a diary. Hi, my name is Cassie. I am an illustrator, wife and mother doing my thing in the UK. If you're new around here, I normally share blogs and videos based around the trials and tribulations and things that I've learned from my art business that I have based in my home. In this video, I want to share with you specific programs, apps and the diary that I personally use to help me stay organised in my home life and my business. If you have any ideas or any systems that you personally use to help you stay organised in your life, please leave them in the comments below. I love to find out new stuff all the time. I'm always looking for ways to improve my organisation, and I'm sure others would like to hear it as well. First, I want to share with you a little background on the systems that I've used previously and how I've come to this point in my life today to becoming a more organised person. If you want to just skip ahead to the main point, I will leave the timestamps in the description box below so you can jump right ahead in the video. Just a quick disclaimer, I haven't figured everything out, but I'm definitely getting to a point where I feel more at ease with the systems that I've set up. Please note, things that I mentioned are things that have personally worked for me. They may not work for you, but in the hopes of sharing this video with you, I'm hoping that you might find some ideas on how to improve your own systems or new things that you've never heard of before that you could try and see if it will work for you. Being organised does not come natural at all. And I'm a creative person, so I like to do things off the cuff. Having children 10 years ago really kind of put this spanner in the works on my adulting life. So I had to kind of relearn or set up new systems so I could cope with having children and do the things that I wanted to do in life and still keep on top of it. Definitely has taken me a good while, and like I said, I feel like I am getting to a point where I do feel at ease and have some kind of system going that actually works. For me, being a creative and, if I'm honest, an anxious person, my mind is always thinking. I'm always thinking of things, which means for me personally, I lose focus very quickly. If there's a shiny object over there, I'm going to be like, I'm going to do that. And I lose focus. And it also makes me feel very forgetful because I do have a lot of things going on with the children or business. There's so many tabs open in my mind that I forget task, or I might decide to switch over to another task and give another one priority when it doesn't necessarily need to be priority at the moment. So that's kind of a little bit of the background of how I'm set up as a person. For me, having a diary didn't work because I had to have it with me every single time I moved around the house or I left the house. I had to have to make sure that I had my diary with me, which didn't always work out. Sometimes I would leave it at home or I'd be in another part of the house and I just couldn't be bothered to go and get my diary or whatever. So I wouldn't have it with me. So it was difficult to keep up to date with that. For certain apps, I found that it didn't hold enough information. So for example, a to-do list, I'm a very visual person. So I needed, even though the title would say, create this project this week, or for example, create a certain project for that week, it was quite limited and I didn't have enough access to enough information for me to get further along. So I just ended up not using those apps. I've always loved stationery. I'm a gadget girl. I love apps. I love all those things. But for me, certain systems haven't worked. I've tried having a notebook. I've tried bullet journals. I've tried dedicated notebooks that have all the information set out for you and you just literally fill it in. I've tried to do apps. I've tried a lot of things, guys. And for me, I always feel like I fall short at some point using them, and then it kind of goes all out the window because it's just not working for me. Recently, I've been resetting all of my systems and I feel like I've finally got to a place where it's something I could definitely work with. Today, I want to share that with you.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is storage. Storage is really important for me because I paint a lot and I convert the files into images. It can get very file heavy on my computer. So I have a combination of a lacy drive, which is an external hard drive system that holds some of my files. I also save some of my files on my Google Drive. Here on my Google Drive, I have 3 main folders that I keep documents in because I don't keep everything on there. I like to have a file, which I normally send from my computer, so I can access them on my phone when I want to share an image on Instagram, for example. I have a finance folder. It's where I keep my spreadsheets for the current financial year. And I have a documents folder, which is where I keep any things that I like any written documents, contracts. I keep it on here because I like to use Google Docs, Google Sheets, and I use Google Drive to save some of my files. What you can see here are sample folders of basically how I use my system. It's really important to get a hold of your finances from the start. Come tax time, you'll be thanking your past selves, that's for sure. If necessary, keep a hold of all your invoices and receipts that you claim for so you can refer back to it when it's time. You can sort your invoices weekly and place them in a temporary inbox where you can file them later. I just file them as they come in, as it's easier, as I only do supply orders only a few times a month. Make sure you research what your country deems as suitable expenses for your business. You may be missing out on money you can claim for later. Now onto my diary. For me, although I keep myself organised with the use of computers and digital apps, I still love the feel of putting pen to paper and using a diary. The diary I use is called the Maker's Yearbook. I know I've mentioned them a few times. I'm not affiliated with the creator of this book. I just really like the content and the very useful information she provides in her Facebook group. For me as a creator, it's been invaluable as I've figured out the creative part. I've got that down. No one ever talks about the business side of running a creative business and making sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. This diary really helps me with that as it gives you prompts on what you need to be focusing on for the year. You can get a download copy or a book. I like to have the book as I keep it on my desk and use it throughout the month. My main focus with the diary now is to not capture everything. It's just not going to happen in a diary for me, but to plan my working month ahead and note down important dates. That's my starting point. Once a week, I plan what I want to achieve that week based on my monthly calendar. The main part of the diary works on a top 3 basis where you write out your 3 main goals for the day. This really helps me to focus because writing a long list always makes me feel frazzled and I never feel accomplished at the end of the day. I only keep business information in this diary. Nothing personal goes in there unless it's to do with having a day off. For me, this is the best system to keep my work-based tasks on track on a daily basis as I have it out on my desk ready for me to check throughout the day. When I feel like I'm going off task, I slap myself on the wrist, stop looking at the distracting shiny object and refocus. You don't need a special diary if you don't want it. You can adopt a top 3 system in your current notebook or use to-do apps if that's what you like using. I don't like to keep my work top 3 on my phone, for example, as I like to make additional notes as I go and I get easily distracted on my phone if I have to keep checking back what my top 3 tasks are for the day. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll know I've been using the desktop and phone-based app Trello to try and manage my work projects. During my new year reset, I came across a similar app called Notion. I know what you're thinking. If you've got a diary that's working and you use a management app like Trello, why do you need this? For me, Notion is like a diary and Trello times 100. If you've not heard of Notion before, it's a powerful all-in-one workspace where you can keep all your tasks, projects, notes, and more all organized. You can use it on your phone, but mainly I use it on my computer as I find it works best for my workflow there. In Notion, you can keep intricate, detailed databases of your thoughts and manage projects. I like to have detailed notes of the exact things I need to do to finish off a task. Trello or just having just a diary just doesn't have the space I need. Trello is still a very good task management app. I just find Notion works better for me and my needs currently. Notion is totally free with the option to upgrade with more blocks if you need it. Within Trello, I have a home dashboard set up with both work and personal life in folders. In each section, I keep an inbox. This is where I add ideas or random information that I may want to come back to later to file. I mainly use Notion though to manage work tasks on a deeper level. It holds the current status of my projects and detailed lists of what I need to do next to finish. There's multiple ways to view things if you process information in different ways. This very video I created was managed using my project task manager within Notion. I'm still relatively new to Notion and there's much more things to explore and use, but I'm in love with it and it's changed my workflow already for the better. If you've heard of Notion already and you've tried using it, let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. The last thing that I use that helps me keep organised is my Google Calendar. This helps me with the time management of my day using time blocking. I have certain blocks for the day for focus work, and having it on my calendar on my phone means I get notifications of when I need to change what I'm doing, sort of like when the bell went at school, which signalled when it was time to change for class. My calendar also serves as a place to keep my important personal dates that are upcoming. This is a much better system for my personal dates than writing it in my diary. My phone is always with me, which means I get precise reminders of upcoming events. Any phone calendar works well for this. I like to use Google Calendar as it syncs across all my devices and it's visually nice to look at.
So that's it, guys. Those are all my things that I use in my business and my personal life to keep me organised. I'm always looking for better ways to make myself be more efficient. So in the future, there may very well be a program that I use that might be better than this. But for now, this is really good. I still have the joy of writing in a notebook when necessary, just to get my initial thoughts down of what I want to do in my business. I will leave the links to the apps and the book that I mentioned in the description box below. But of course, you can use your own system. I think that the diary that I use is just something that personally works for me because of the information that it contains. I really need stuff like that for my business. But you can use any kind of diary system. I think the app Notion is such a good system. There's so many ways to play around with it. It's fun. There's hierarchies to folders. You can really get organized with this app. Google is really reasonably priced to hold storage. I think it's so important to make sure you back up your information. It makes it easy for moving documents around easily too. It's also really important to keep a track of your finances and get ahead of that from the start. If you do anything today, get some of your finances sorted, set up a little folder, because come tax time, that is going to be something really important that you're going to have to try and scramble for all the information. But if you've already got it there all listed, it's going to be a piece of cake. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. Press the notification bell down below. It will let you know when I next have a video. The next video will probably be a studio vlog. Don't forget to comment below if you have any systems that you find really work well for you, or ways that I can maybe improve on the system that I have now. I would love to hear them and we can discuss in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.